Hey, it's laid like the chips, and I started off with a 9 to 5, quit my job, and started reselling, and I went from that to this to this to this, and yeah, I'm just trying to show y'all different ways to make income, money, and my life and what I do. What's going on, y'all? It's laid like the chips. I'm here with another video, and this one will be talking about you doing efficient pricing when it comes to you cutting grass, even if it's from you starting out to what you end up progressing to or what you upgrade to. So when I first started out, I started with just a lawnmower and a weed whacker. Literally, that's all that I started out with. Lawnmower and weed whacker. Now I got a brand new lawnmower. Still got the weed whacker though. And starting out perfectly fine, you know, to charge a lower price for you to reel in your customers, or like an ideal okay price. But what you do have to start taking into consideration, the time that it takes you to cut grass, and on top of the time that it takes you to cut grass, how long it takes you to clean up if you're doing a hedge trimming job, and how long it takes for you to get from one place to another, as in your commute. So the reason why, got something in my eye. The reason why this comes in effect is because gas is not cheap right now. Inflation is at an all-time high. So one thing that I learned is if you're overbooked means you need to charge more. So you know who your real deal customers is, and the customers that don't want to pay, they can go somewhere else, which is not a problem. But this helps you factor in who's going to ideally pay you what you're worth. So I'm gonna show you the messages. I'll put them up like now over here on the side. So I had a lady, she first started out, I was only charging her $55, which is ideally a decent price. It's an okay price. But at the same time, I knew that I lowballed myself. The reason why I state that is because of how long it takes me to cut her grass. It takes me about an hour within itself just to cut her grass, an hour. So a little bit longer than that. I'll say like an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on if she wants some extra stuff done, which she does pay for more. But I had to state to her, like, hey, if you need, let's say, your driveway weed whacked on top of you getting your lawn done, I charge her about $20, so it'll come out to be $75. Now, $20 was fine and dandy until I realized how long it took me just for me to weed whack her driveway. It would take me about 20 to 30 minutes by myself. So I thought to myself, like, all right, there's something that you got to change about this. If she does want to get that done, she does still have to pay extra for me doing extra weed whacking. But ideally, I can charge her more for her lawn. So I stated to her, I'll show you in the messages and everything where I stated to her, but I was basically breaking down why I needed to charge more because of inflation, gas price, the size of her lawn, and things of that nature. And I also let her know, like, it wasn't as in like I was forcing her to do it. So I more ideally told her, like, just so you know, if you do want to go with somebody else, that's perfectly fine. But if you do want to go with me, that's perfectly fine as well. And in all, I wanted to tell her, I still thank you for being a customer in the long run, because customer satisfaction is a lot when it comes to you building your brand, building a company, and you want to stay on point when it comes to that. So when I do show you guys the messages, you'll see what I mean, and the breakdown as well for why I charge what I charge. So I put our original agreement is $55, but I do have to put it up to $80 because of the size, timing, and amount of gas that I use on these sizable yards. If you would like to go forth with my service or discontinue the service, either way, it is understandable. And just let me know, thanks again for being a customer to Lay's Lawn Care Service. She did she did negotiate a little bit, tried to, but for what she was trying to negotiate, I would have been basically getting paid what I get paid. I would be getting paid, I think, like $10 or $5 more if I would charge her an extra $20 to weed whack her driveway. So I ended up letting her know, like, no, that wouldn't be able to happen, unfortunately. Sorry to let you know. But what I can do, this is what I can do. I can cut your grass, weed whack, and leaf blow. Initially, what I'm doing right now for $80. Like I said, 55 was cool, but $80 sounds better. Just because of the time frame that it takes me to cut it. It's only me cutting. My equipment, because that costs as well. And you always want to get your return of investment on anything that you're using. And on top of that, gas and inflation. Everything's going up. So I'm going to have to go up too. So, hey, I'll see y'all in a minute. What's going on, y'all? And I also got this lady's hedges to do in the front. I'm going to show y'all how long the hedges is. Like, the first time I did her hedges, I think I charged her like $125 or something like that for the side hedges. But for the front hedges, I'm charging a little bit more because I think like they're as high and they're a little bit longer. So between $2 to $250. So I'll just show you how to make $200 within an hour or two. And this is including clean up and everything as well. And this is one of my regular clients. I cut her grass already on a regular. And she said she need her hedges done. So we get her front hedges in order. You gotta understand that if you working, got somebody coming. But if you working, make sure that your price is your price, and you know that you're valuable. Understand that you're valuable, and don't ever take that away from yourself. But yeah, what's up, y'all? I just finished up. I'll show pictures of the lawn real quick. So you guys can see what I did, what it looks like. I trimmed her front hedges. I could not get to the top, and I let her know that. Honesty is key. So if you can't do something, just let them know. Let them know what the cost will be for what you'll deduct from the cost or from the original cost. So that's what I ended up doing. Instead of charging her $250, I charged her $200, and that's including the disposal fee. So basically $150 for me to trim, $50 for me to dispose of the trimmings. And I also cut her grass. So the grass was an additional $35, so I got paid $235 altogether, which is not bad. I got that done in about an hour worth of time, which is pretty decent, you know what I mean? And she had her front to cut in the back. I did not get a back cut because she was out in the back having lunch, and I just didn't want to be disrespectful, you know? So I'm on to the next lawn. The next lawn that I'm going to now is my guy. About to go past his house, and this cut will be $45, so we'll add that to the $235. And that brings us to $280 already. And that's just 2.5 hours worth of work basically. But I'm gonna show you guys what I am about to cut, or I'll show you guys after I cut, which is pretty simple. But yeah, I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm at my second property of the day. This is what the front looks like. I gotta cut this down. Usually I trim it down, and I do the sidewalk right here. He usually likes the cracks done. This part was a freaking beehive in there. Unfortunately, I almost got stung the last time. I gotta get this, and walking up to the back, I get this patch in the back right here to the right, and I also have to give this as well. But yeah, I'm about to get to it, and I'll see y'all in a minute. All right, so I'm at my third location of the day. This is the lady that I was stating in the beginning of the video that I was saying that I started out charging $55, but now I charge about, sorry, I had to fix the camera. Now I charge about $80 for her whole property. And this is some of it in the background right here. But she also has a back of the backyard, which is pretty decent size. So for me charging $80, it's not a bad price at all. But yeah, I'm gonna knock this one out, and then I'll roll to the next one, and then I'll get you guys my final total for the day of what I made. All right, basically just finished up with the lawn. It looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. But last thing I gotta do is leaf blow, and I'll be up out of here. Then I'll be on my way to the next lawn, which is my last lawn of the day. Well, I thought I had one more to do, but I almost forgot about a client, so I'm finishing up theirs now. It's a pretty small lawn. I just weed whack this, mow this, and weed whack that little piece in the front. And then I'll actually go to my last client, but I'll show you how much I charge for this one as well. Yeah. So I was moving pretty fast. So my last client, her yard wasn't so big. It was as big as the one that I just showed the lady from before, and hers was 35 as well. But that ended up giving me a whopping total of 430. 430, you know what I mean? 430 in one day. 430 in one day worth of work. So if you ever think about starting your own company, I'm not talking about just cutting grass, just anything in general, do it. Do your research, figure out what you need, figure out what you got to invest in, and push yourself as hard as you can, because you can do anything that you want to in this world. Don't let nobody tell you different. And I'll see y'all in a minute for another video, because I am going to Philly soon, so I'll have a recap of that very soon. I'll see y'all in a minute.